Okay, today is the 25th of August, 2011. We are at Lava Camp Creek, or Lava Camp Lake, and we're here with a bunch of thru hikers who have so nicely decided to agree to be videotaped for interviews. So we are here with Sparrow, which you can see is very artistic. Ta-da! And this is Sparrow. And who are you named after, Sparrow?
Be Captain Jack Sparrow.
Oh, yes. Know him well. Yeah, okay. Well, hey, we appreciate you, going on in the interview here, and we think that's really a pretty cool thing. How's your hike going so far?
It's been great. It's been a life experience. It's my first huge trip that I've ever taken, so it's been an adventure.
It's been an adventure. So tell us about the hat, because everybody's looking at the hat going, wow, check that out, man.
This hat is special. I got it in Reno. I figured I survived the Sierra, so I gained my my captainhood.
Mm-hmm.
And so I bought the hat at the place that outfits all the crazy people that go to Burning Man.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So we're looking for stories. That's really a cool thing. Almost virtually every hiker's come through here has some type of a story, happy, sad, whatever,
Well, I pillage and steal
A
whatever
pillaging
I can, so I've got a
story.
few
All
stories.
right. The best kind. And it's all about you, my friend.
I've got this amazing sword that I've been carrying since Cabazon, which has been broken 5 different times, but I've become one of the world's best plastic smiths. The handle's broken twice and the blade's broken 3 times, but I've managed to screw it back together. Carry a micro light screwdriver to put it back together. It's about 5 inches shorter than it used to be, but it's more lightweight.
It's funny because unless you would have mentioned it, I never would have seen it.
Well, this
Good
is the first
job.
time I brought it over. Another story, I've been trying to find some creative places to sleep since I looked at my bank account last. And in Truckee, I had my hitch drive me to the closest McDonald's. Proceeded to buy a $20 meal. And after I finished, the first place that I tried staying was right next to a KFC in the bushes, and somebody's headlights caught my face, so I decided to move. And then I tried sleeping in the bushes next to an auto repair place. But just as I was dozing off, I turned around and there was a raccoon 5 feet away from my head.
Wow. Wow.
And it was sneaking up on me, and so I turned around and I was just like, hey, hey, and I had to say it quietly because I was also in Truckee where they have a homeless population, so I didn't want to, I already had passed a few really old liquor bottles on the way into these bushes, so I wasn't trying to draw any attention. And then it left, it ran back into a garbage can and was dumpster diving, and at that point I was I wasn't able to fall asleep because I wasn't sure if it was going to come back, and I had almost decided to get up and try to make a coonskin hat, a fresh coonskin hat. I thought I could probably sneak up on it, but I decided not to, and then just as I was about to fall asleep again, I hear this hissing noise, and it's and I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to have to beat this thing off with my hiking stick. It's back. I was too nice the first time. And it was the sprinklers.
Oh, I was thinking it was a possum.
So I had to quickly jump out of my silk liner that I was in because it was already hot enough. Rip my Tyvek out from underneath me, walk on the stones, and luckily there wasn't any glass back there because there was glass bottles, and just try to find blindly as it was hitting my Tyvek where the actually sprinkler was. Soon after this, I was clearly frustrated, and it was 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. So I decided to look for places to climb up on. and just so happened that glorious Mickey D's had like a shack on the back, and it wasn't on the bucket list, but it soon became on the bucket list that I would climb up on McDonald's and sleep up there, which was really not a great place to sleep. But it was really awesome for picture taking.
So what was about it that was kind of weird?
Well, there was like 13 like air conditioner units up there. Well, they looked like air conditioner units or different units of some sort. And I ended up next to one. It was clearly on the other side of the bathrooms those were on, because I knew I ate dinner there. Spent a few hours before they kicked me out at 10:30, and this thing would exhaust this greasy fart smell like every half hour once. I was using this rosemary hand salve, which I call a hand slave, because what's Burt's Beeswax, he looks like a slave on the front, so he's my hand slave, and he goes in my hair. And I actually opened up the can and just set it next to my nose and fell asleep with my nose right above it, because I would just wait for this noxious fart greasy smell to hit my face every half hour. So I only got like an hour of sleep that night, but it was cool because in the morning I knew I was eating breakfast, and I just had to jump down and get my McGriddle.
Right on.
That sounds good.
So did you tell anybody there? I mean, you've probably never seen anybody there again. Did you tell anybody that you slept up on the roof?
Well, I later was wandering around in Truckee later that day, and I ended up staying at Pooh's Corner, and not being able to find a pair of my wool socks, so I thought they were on top of the McDonald's. And so in broad daylight in the afternoon, they dropped me off there. I jumped up on the shack, jumped up on top of the McDonald's, nothing was up there, jumped back down, all while people were pulling up and pulling through the drive-through, and these two homeless guys were standing there and watching the whole thing, and they're like, "Wow, we wish we could do that. I wish I was younger so I could sleep up there." I'm like, yeah.
That's
So they were kind of jealous, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I slept up there, because I knew I wouldn't be disturbed, but I didn't think of the smells.
Well, that's definitely one of the most interesting stories we've heard, and we appreciate the interview, and want to say, hey, we both wish you just the best on the trail, and that you guys stay safe and get lots of miles in.
Amen, brother.
Amen, brother.
You can see his face.
And we'll wrap that. Okay, here we are, August 25th, and 2011. We're with Tum Tum, and ta-da! Hey, look at that, man. Cookie Man. Give me the cookie.
My name's Tum Tum because it seems I always have food in my mouth. I love cookies and apple pie. I guess I'm going to tell a story of Mad Hatter. He was a thru hiker that I met along the trail, and I kept seeing him. Kept leapfrogging around him along the trail, seeing him at stops, but never actually hiked with him. For all I know, he was a super fast hiker, or he wasn't hiking at all. I still don't know to this day. But the first time I met him, I believe it was in Big Bear at the hostel, and he introduced himself as Mad Hatter. Kind of just rolled. He was laying in a bunk bed and just kind of rolled over. "Hey, I'm Mad Hatter. I'm sick." And rolls back over. Oh, okay, sure. See him a couple hundred miles later, or maybe 200 miles later in Agua Dulce at the Softleys, right? And sure enough, he's on the couch, just sick. Kind of gives a really weak wave. Hey, rolls back over, right? He's sick. Okay. See him again 20 miles later at the Andersons. Once again, he's on the couch. And he's just sick. And this is like 3 or 4 days later. Once again, he's sick.
Sounds to me like you should be hiking the trail in an ambulance.
I guess maybe he was through hitching on an ambulance.
Anyhow, go ahead.
I never saw him hike until a long time later. And then, so I just kind of thought, every time I see this guy, Mad Hatter, he's always sick and he's always on the couch, right? And he can't say more than 2 words. But you know, maybe one of these days I will see him and he's healthy. Get to Kennedy Meadows right before the Sierras. Once again, he's on a couch and he's sick. So I've never like hiked with the guy and he's not been sick, not been injured. Something's going on. So I always thought, like, instead of calling him Mad Hatter, call him like sickly or something like that.
And he's still on the trail?
I think he got off. I think he hurt his knee.
Yeah. Of
Or
all
he's
things,
sick.
huh?
Yeah, of all things.
So doesn't figure.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
funny, man. That's funny to see a guy. Poor guy. I mean, you know, it's like, I guess his endurance is pretty good to get all the way to Kennedy Meadows, though.
Oh yeah, I finally saw him again outside of Donner, outside of Truckee.
Really?
And hiked. Me and Sparrow and I hiked past him.
What was he doing?
He was hiking.
He was hiking?
He was hiking, but yeah, his knee was hurting him. He wasn't sick though.
No,
Or maybe he was. I'm not sure. So.
Right on. Well, I appreciate the interview, man.
Of course,
That
yeah.
is like way cool. That's a good story, and everybody knows this is going to be posted to YouTube, and you can pick up all these videos at YouTube, search engine, YouTube, Pacific Crest Trail,
Okay.
Lava Camp Lake interviews.
Awesome.
Okay.
Hope he sees this video.
All right.